Hello, this is Crypto CJ, and it's the trade of the day, the Friday afternoon Zoom edition. Bitcoin kind of let us down. It broke through 40,000, 41, even approached 42, and then crashed yesterday morning about 8%. Not really a crash, but I guess, again, disappointing we're below 40K again. We're at 39.5-ish at the moment. To be candid, I'm not really sure how to trade this mess. So we'll start with looking at the Bitcoin chart. Okay, you guys should be seeing my Bitcoin chart. Let's get to the day.
Yep.
All right. Okay, on the day chart, we are still in this channel I drew last week, down towards the bottom of it, threatening to break through the 39K. Lower part of it. I did have some success with some shorts earlier in the week. Thinking that we'd stall around 44K, and we did. So I might want to shrink this down to, maybe I'll put another line in here. Right about here at 44.1. So this is sort of our shorter term range, around 44, between 44 and 39. And that's been the sweet spot lately. But if you can catch, get in long positions here and get out around here, or around 41 or 42, getting a short on the way back down, you can have some success bouncing around here and trading this tight range. It's a little risky. Keep available funds for ladder buying if necessary. I've had to do a lot of ladder buying this month, but so far so good. Let's see, do we have any news on Bitcoin? Okay, this I hadn't seen. Bitcoin drops as Ukraine prohibits the purchase of Bitcoin using local currency. Huh. One would think Ukrainians would be open to the use of crypto, but this seems to say the opposite. I'm not going to read an article on here, but that might be something you guys want to look at. Plus, we have the weekend coming up. Lower volume tends to drop the prices, though we did have some pretty good action last week. So let's see on the day chart on the 22nd. If we go to the 15th, yeah, that was a green day on last Friday. It actually did go up a little bit on Saturday and then came back down. So we'll see how the weekend pans out.
We're still looking for a bit of a drop in Bitcoin before the recovery, aren't we?
Yeah, I am. I'm looking for a dip about another $1,000, say around 38.5.
Yeah. I thought it was going to happen over the Easter weekend, but it didn't. So from what I've seen so far now, I think it might happen this weekend.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. So I'm being extra cautious and doing a little bit more trend trading than dip trading. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Any questions on Bitcoin or the overall market?
Well, just to say that the NASDAQ is down and Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ somewhat.
As much as we hate that, that is what happens. So
right, specifically the NASDAQ.
Yeah, we are looking for Bitcoin to decouple from stocks, but both are considered on-risk assets. And so as long as there's turmoil and uncertainty and FUD in the world, we're going to have that issue. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Let's look at the 4-hour. Yeah, we're testing 4-hour lows. On the 18th, Monday, we were down to 28.8. Shot back up well over 3,000, back down to 2,900, sitting at 2,950 now. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we drop below, say, 2,850 or so, and hopefully have a rebound, Sunday or Monday. All right. Any questions on Bitcoin or Ethereum, the overall market? Okay, let's bounce over to Altcoin Alert. And there's been a drop in the Slack participation in the Altcoin Alert group, which is sort of a good news, bad news thing. They weren't talking that much about day trading anyway, which kind of bummed me out because that's how I use Altcoin Alert, and that's how I think it is best used. Though if people want to use it for swing trading, that's fine too. But on the plus side, it didn't take me nearly as long as to get through the messages as it used to. So I did see some references to some of my trainings, and what some people were saying, especially new people, is that I was too far above their level. It was too complicated. And I do realize it is mostly an intermediate level when I talk about divergence and resistance and support and things like that. That I do think it's important for traders to learn, but right at the beginning, it can be daunting to incorporate all that into your charts. So I also like to trend trade, not just dip trade. And there's an easy way to trend trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you one of my charts. There's a bunch of trading view indicators that are trend based. These are just some of the ones I've got starred that have the word trend in it. Half trend, super trend, shaft trend, candlestick trend, trend direction. There's this one I like a lot called the Chandelier Exit. So my suggestion is if you're not ready, or if it's overwhelming to deal with some of the more complex things I talk about in my videos, just download this. Go to your indicators, type in Chandelier Exit, and there it is. And it's alert friendly. So once you load it, all you have to do is right click, add alert on CE, click that. And since if you're at this level, you're just gonna be spot trading. So you're always gonna want to have it, Chandelier Exit buy, CE buy. That's gonna be your alert. Once per bar close, Chandelier Exit, or whatever you want to call your alert, and you're good to go. Now, a lot of you folks are not new. You've been with me 6 months to a year, maybe even longer, or you're an experienced trader from your own efforts. If you want to use this or a portion of it, I am sharing this now. So, and I'm going to put this link in the chat while I'm thinking about it. Where's my chat? No, over here. You have to stop share to use the chat. Yeah, all right. Here's the link. And then here's how I use this particular strategy. Let's say, see, am I still sharing my screen? No, I'm not.
No, we see you.
All right. All right, so I'm on CRV now. And when one of my alerts goes off, let's say this one goes off at 9:20 last night, and I'm going to put this indicator, this line here to show you how I use this. Now, if this Chandelier Exit line goes off, or alert goes off, and I've got 4 other indicators down here, I want at least 3 of them to agree. So the buy goes off, the trend strength is green, the MFI is trending up, but kind of in the danger zone above the 80 value, the RSI is trending up, and the squeeze momentum is trending up. So I've got in my mind 3 out of 4 in agreement. So I'm going to take this trade based on that information, though I'm always going to be ready to ladder buy. And so in this scenario, it goes up 1%, and then I get this nice move here, and I'm going for about 3%, just like Altcoin Alert says, assuming this is an Altcoin Alert coin. I take my 3% and I'm happy with that. There's other more involved ways to get out of trades, but I like to actually set my limit order and go away. If I don't have more computer work today, especially in the evening, if I'm watching TV or something, I don't want to be sitting in front of the computer. So so that's how I use this setup, and I've got other other setups with other trend indicators as well, but I like the 3 out of 4 in agreement with Chandelier Exit, and I'm on the 20-minute chart for this. So this is very different than what I've been talking about before on the 5-minute chart and waiting for dips. As you can see with the Bollinger Band, the dip sequence was here. That would have been actually a better entry. That's why I still like dip sequences, but it's sometimes harder to identify this kind of thing. Whereas if an alert is going off on a trend indicator and you can match it up with other ones, I think it's a little easier way to trade. So this is an alternate to what I've talked about before in my dip trading. And if you don't trust the 15 or 20-minute chart, you want to branch it out to the 30-minute or the hour. You can do that, and like if this one went out at 5 in the morning, Pacific time, goes against for a little bit, about 4%, then it makes a really nice move. That's another example. It works probably to get 3%. You probably gonna need to be on the 20-minute chart or later. I'd say it's about 60% effective to get 3%. So if you take your altcoin alert information, combine it with something like this, you might push your success rate up, closer to 70%. And then, when you add in ladder buying, you should have very few losses, with this kind of strategy. If you do your money management right, you might get stuck from time to time, but anyway, so this is the chart I'm going to use for a little while today, just to mix things up. So now I'm going to go to my altcoin alert. I'm going to look for something to trade.
While you were in reference to that last chart,
okay,
one quick question: the trend strength indicator, where it's very low in the green, like the green is short right there. Mm-hmm. Does that matter to you that it's so low even though it's green?
No, it's changed from red to green, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
But obviously, catching it here while it's pumping, is better, but doesn't always work that way.
Got it.
Yeah. And I should show you one that disagrees. Like here's a buy signal, and it's in the red here. MFI is trending up slightly. The RSI is going mostly sideways, and this one actually is undecided. So I've only got, so this trade I wouldn't take because I got an undecided squeeze momentum and I got red trend strength. So I got 2 out of 4. I don't take that trade.
So do you prioritize the trend strength first, and as making that almost a definite goal?
Not really. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want 3 out of 4 to work.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's try to apply those to something from Altcoin Alert. So I looked at this XRT, it had terrible volume, so I'm not going to use that one. Got Solana bullish at 75.3. I usually prefer 80 or higher, but for the sake of illustration, let's go ahead and look at Solana. And I should just typed it in, I guess. All right, so here we are on the 20-minute chart. It's probably good to look at the day chart and see where it's been. We did have a nice move up over 140 a few days ago. It's coming down from 110. Our 20-minute chart is currently in a sell. So if you want to buy this as a spot, you click on your Chandelier Exit, add alert on CE buy, and type in your Chandelier Exit, and you wait for that better entry, for that trend to be established. And if you just rely on the Chandelier Exit, you could have better success, I think, than just plunging in, whenever you get an alert on your Slack screen, on your Slack app. But I do think it's better if you're a little more advanced to add in some of these other indicators. You can use the chart I was shared in the chat, or you can play around with some, test a few. There's a few I like. There's the one I'm working with now. Shoot, can't remember the name of it. I load my chart layout.
CJ,
well, I don't want to confuse you guys, so we'll just leave it at this for now. Yeah, go ahead, Craig.
For the people who aren't on, they can't access the chat, can they? Maybe you should put the link at the bottom of the video after you post it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, or you guys can always email me for it if I forget to do that. But to description chart CE. All right. So I will do that. Okay, so any questions on Solana and using the Chandelier alert to get a better entry?
Oh, that's a good description. Thank you.
All right, cool. Let's go to, since we don't really have AA scores that are that helpful, let's do our long-term sentiment sort. This one's intriguing. Tron. I have a little bag of Tron. I shorted it yesterday, did pretty well. It's down 7% today. It was well above 7 cents. Now it's down around 6.7 cents. I don't know if it has the strength to come back, but there was some news about it, I believe, that helped push the price up. Let's check it out. Tron Day Chart. Actually, let's look at it here, since stay consistent. Going sideways on the 20, still in the sell. Yeah, on the day we had the big move up here I just talked about. Coming down from that, as you can see. I was shorting it yesterday from here to here. Probably should have done it again, but yeah, we're down about 12% since the big move yesterday. Then on our 20-minute chart, yeah, I do your right click and set your buy alert, and that should give you a better entry than otherwise. You'll be catching a trend. Now the trend may be short, may not go as far as you like, but again, it's better than nothing. And then if you're more advanced and you're comfortable with working with some of these other indicators, you can add those as well. I would probably, since this already had a big move, it's been coming down. I wonder if I would do this on the 30 or the 1 hour. Yeah, let's go with the 30. All right, I'm gonna go with the 30. I'm gonna set my own alert.
CJ,
that's from my long-term sentiment, and then yeah, and I'll be right with you, Ed. But one thing I like to do on my alert names is put the information source I use. It saves me from writing a lot of notes. So when this alert goes off, I know it's from an altcoin alert long-term sentiment sort, and I'm looking to buy. So that there's my alert, and I'm good to go. Okay, go ahead. Who was asking a question?
Yeah, I was going to ask you a question as far as your squeeze mom indicator. Could you describe what is that a Bollinger Band description or what?
It's you know, I don't remember. I looked this up when I made this this layout a couple months ago, and I got away from it, and then I haven't come back to it. But it's similar to the what you would see in the MACD. It's a little more sensitive. So if you've seen MACD and these histograms, so it's if you Google squeeze momentum indicator, though, it'll give you a description. It blends a few different indicators, as does the trend strength, as does the Chandelier Exit. So
I'll just read it. It's got the description on it. I'll just read it, I guess.
All right.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, this was a little spontaneous to go this route today, but I want to give you guys something a little different. So, and then something easier for the new people. All right, any questions on Tron? All right, see if we can find something else. We got very bullish and bullish. I don't know what EWT is. Ample fourth. I trade almost exclusively leverage now, so I don't know if ample fourth is a leverage token, but
Nothing
it's not.
I've heard of.
Pardon?
I'm not familiar with that one either.
I think this one has some unusual characteristics. Someone warned me about talking about this once. Can't remember what it was. Yeah, I can't remember what this was. I'm not gonna look at this one. Let's look at something else. AGI, DAG, Decred, LINA. I actually have an alert set on this one. Let's look at this one. This is new to new-ish to Bybit, which is my favorite exchange now. I just added this to my list. All right, on the day chart, it was around 7, almost 8, yeah, over 8 cents back in November. Big drop since then. Oh, my bad. I need to get back over to that chart. Got LINA chart. All right. And we've had a big move early this morning. Probably kind of followed Bitcoin and then big drop. Our 20-minute chart. It's got a sell on the Chandelier. So this one's another one. You can right click on it. Sometimes it'll, if you don't right click the right area, it'll do something else. It'll prompt you for like a Bollinger Band alert or something like that. So make sure you get the Chandelier Exit. Or you can just go through your alerts this way. You know, click on CE and it'll bring that up. You can do it so it just does direction changes. I don't recommend, trading every direction on this. I've tried to do that. But yeah, you just set your alert there and off you go. Any questions on LINA? I have something in the chat. Okay, Andrea is saying EWT Energy Web Token has been on my buy and hold list from several researchers I listen to. Well, now I'm inspired. Let's check it out. Okay, it's on KuCoin. We like KuCoin. On the day chart, looks like it had its biggest move, $15 back here in December. To Andrea's dismay, it lost 71%, unless you got in down here. That would be good. And yeah, kind of sideways since then. On the hour, a pretty nice move from Monday, up 29%, almost 30% in a couple days. We're like that. On the 20-minute, got the sell on the chandelier. Doesn't really matter which one you click on. It'll default to the buy because that's the first one in the list. I think it's alphabetical. Then just change it. If you want to go by direction change, you can do that. If you want to short it, you do that as well. Though I don't know if you can short this one on any exchange, but EWT, get some more action trending up, maybe break through the SMA line here on the 20-minute chart. Get that trend direction going, pick up your 3%, and you're good. You got a good trade, a good day trade. Okay, any questions on LINA or EWT? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to try a different sort direction as another curveball, you asked me to bring this up when I mentioned it the other day about volume coins that are down for the day, to do a sort by starting with coins that are down.
Yeah.
And then take a look at some of the other indicators to see if it's might be worthy. Maybe they're just beaten up, but there's other indicators. I've had some good luck with that this week so far.
Okay. Let me address what Andrea's saying in the chat, and then we'll do that sort. She's mentioning her first trading rule is to enter trades on crypto unless she's willing to hold for 3 years. And that is a valid buy and hold strategy. Probably not a bad swing trade strategy as well. Now we're day traded. I'm a day trader. I do have a few bags that I hold, Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I will trade any piece of crap that I think I can make a profit on. I don't care. I trade Doge, I trade Shiba, I trade all those crappy meme coins if I see something I like on the chart. So a lot of times I short those on leverage. But Andrew does have a good point for those of you who want to hold. And sometimes when I'm spot trading and it goes against me really bad, instead of selling for a loss, I'll just kick them over to staking, which is pretty similar to what Andrew is describing. I've got like 5 or 6 coins that I'm staking from last year that went horribly wrong, but I like the projects. That's going to be like Kava and XTZ and things like that. So good point, but for day trading, when you try to get in and out the same day, we're less concerned about the fundamentals of the token. But if you want to take that into consideration, that will help you should something go horribly wrong on your spot trading, and if you really believe in the coin and it goes down 80 or 90%, you hold it for 2 or 3 years, it'll probably come back, but it may not. So anyway, a little bit of an aside, but I wanted to address it. So yeah, she says she doesn't sell at a loss. I know a few traders like that. I was like that, but that's a good point. Let's bring that up. I mean, if you have limited capital, say you've allocated maybe $1,000 for your day trading, and something goes against you, and you ladder buy it once, maybe twice, and it keeps going down. Well, now you have a dilemma because this can inhibit your ability to make future trades. So if I see something down that much, probably over 20 or 30%, and it inhibits my ability to make trades out of that account, then I will sometimes sell at a loss. I don't do it very often. Fortunately, as I've become more of an experienced trader, I manage my money a lot better than I used to. And so I can usually hold. And then with leverage, I can trade both directions. So if I have, some longs that are kind of crapping out and aren't doing much, I can trade shorts and not be that worried that I'm going to run into problems with maxing out my account. But obviously, if you're just spot trading, you're only going along. So, you know, you have to take that into consideration. When I was only spot trading, I would sell at a loss from time to time, take maybe a 30% loss, and that would wipe out, you know, 10 profits. But that was better than sitting in something for months at a time, tying up capital that I could otherwise use to trade. So money management is very important in day trading and all trading, but especially day trading, because you want to churn that balance as much as you can on good trades. All right.
There is another point, by the way, CJ,
okay.
just to add to that.
Sure.
As a reason to sell at a loss, because when I first started this, I did not ever sell at a loss, but then I realized, you know, if you are paying taxes come the end of the year, if you have some coins that are sitting at a loss, you can do what is called wash trading, which is basically you could sell whatever you want. You could get right back into that same coin, or you could put the money into a different coin, but you can then take all of that loss as a loss on your taxes. And if you're looking to do long-term, you know, trading for a year or two or three, you then will get the advantage later of paying the lower long-term capital gains tax, which is much lower.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually, by taking a loss and moving it into a new long-term trade, you could actually save money twice in taxes. First by the loss, and secondly by dramatically lowering your tax rate.
Yes, the libertarian in me is reluctant to make a trading decision based on tax consequences,
I know, but I'm
you're
speaking,
right. So
I'm speaking to the rest of your audience here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, that's part of money management as well. So
yeah.
All right. So any other questions on the little rant I did on money management and things like that, on a few tangents today? Feeling the Friday. All right. If not, then Robert, let's go to your suggestion to sort. Let's look for crap. Is that what we're doing?
Well, it's not crap. No, it's actually these are still major coins. So sort by how much it's gone up or down for the day.
The 24-hour change.
Yeah, and then put the ones that have lost money at the top.
All right. So
and now what I do is I look for not crap, but I actually look for good projects that have other indicators that I think are positive.
All right, I like this approach. I did something like this a little differently today, but the concept's the same. I shorted ZRX yesterday, did pretty well, but that might be due for a comeback. It did have a big move. Maybe that was temporary, maybe not. So that's one we could look at. SNX is another one.
I looked at SNX this morning,
okay.
And that I did not like the chart, but I've been doing this successfully. And I scroll down, look at how many of them have lost money.
Yeah.
So that means to me, they're already a little bit beaten up. So you could buy at a discount. We already know it's discounted.
Right. So this is certainly one approach you can do. Plus it's convenient that all these coins are listed here.
Right.
But
now here's one that's what's that one that's very bullish in two other categories you just passed as an example?
Tron.
Tron. I mean, that's just an example.
Okay.
You know, but I would look for things like that and then take a look at the chart. And if it looks good on the chart, so I've done 3 or 4 trades, one a day, using this technique successfully, and I've gotten out within 24 hours on leverage trading at anywhere between 15 and 30%.
All right, so that'd be a 1.5 to 3% move on the chart.
Correct.
You know, 10x leverage. So that's still that's really nice profit for a day trade. We've already looked at Tron. I like this approach. It's a little deviation off the AA score, which again, a high AA score is something that's been beaten down but due for a comeback. So there's a little overlap here. And then the long-term sentiment incorporates the word on the street, the Twitter data. So, which is, one of the reasons we like Altcoin Alert, because it combines, that information with, here we have the elder impulse, which is a technical indicator. So that's why we like to look at the very bullish and the bullish on the long-term sentiment. What Robert is suggesting, is focusing more on the recent, on the quality coins that have dropped for whatever reason, and focusing on those. So we looked at Tron already. Take, SNX. He said the chart wasn't good. I'll trust him on that. Let's go over to ZRX, and we'll use our Chandelier.
That was this morning. The chart wasn't good. It could
have improved, but
sure.
Bitcoin's been not that great. So, okay, the ZRX is super squeezy here on the 20-minute. On the day, yeah, that's the move I was talking about. Went up to 116 and dropped pretty hard. So, yeah, I caught this on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So that worked out pretty well in a short. And then on our 20, we're still on a sell all the way from, from midnight. So yeah, this is intriguing. I think if we get a trend move back on the upside, we should take that. Shoot, what do we call Robert's strategy? Call it Robert's 24-hour sort on AA. Congratulations,
like
you're in my database.
There we go.
And do once per bar close. We like this option because this will repaint. It'll flicker if the values change before the candle closes. So there's my alert, and I'm ready.
Yeah, because a lot of these are down, let's say 5%, and that's an actual 5%. So even if it just gets back to where it was within 24 hours, that's a very substantial gain for any of those.
Right, and if you make one of these trades and it goes against you 5 or 10%, you want to do another purchase, through the ladder buying technique. And look at my videos on ladder buying, and that can save 9 out of 10 trades, but that 10th one can be a doozy sometimes. So keep that in mind. There is some risk involved using that strategy. And ladder buying is just buying a second time when it goes against you, maybe even a third or fourth time if you're pretty adamant. So, all right, guys. Well, any questions on some of the different things we talked about? Altcoin Alert, Chandelier Exit strategy, Robert's 24-hour sort.
We have time to look at one last coin, or not really?
Yeah, we're a little over 40. We can look at one more.
Adam.
All right.
It's kind of dipping right now. I'd be curious to get a better analysis look.
All right, big picture on Atom. We had some nice movement around the new year. Another pump here earlier this month. Can't seem to hold past 30 though. And on the 1 hour, we're down about 8% last 3 days, give or take. On the 20, yeah, we got the sell signal. We had a nice move off the buy signal here. I think maybe 1 or 2%. Yeah, 1.3. So this situation, if you were going for 3%, actually I would have looked, for resistance. I see some resistance here, and then some resistance here as well. I probably would have looked to get out right about here, and I would still be in that trade. So if it drops, 3% moves not that much. If it drops, for between about 6 and 8%, I usually do another purchase. And then what happens, this is the ladder buying technique. What happens is if it comes back to where I bought it, that's where I set my sell order on both the first and the second purchase. My first purchase breaks even, makes a slight profit or a slight loss. Then my second purchase does really well. It's usually a 5 to 8% move on the chart. Since I'm trading leverage, that's going to be 40, 50, 60%. So yeah, on half the amount. So yeah, on the Chandelier, you could set your alert here, like we talked about with some of the other coins. If you're waiting, another approach we talked about quite a bit this year is using divergence, say maybe on the 30-minute chart. This is closer to the dip trading though. It's actually it's in let's see, a 30-minute chart. This just printed bullish divergence. So if you're a divergence trader, this would be a good entry. This started printing at 3:30 p.m. It's not 4 o'clock yet, so this could, this could go away if it moves up. So that would be another way to do it, or use these other indicators as we talked about in prior videos. But I'm not going to go over those now because we are at the end of our time. So for you Altcoin Alert folks, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording here. I'm going to put if I remember, the chart link that I showed you earlier in the video in the description. Please check out the information in the comments as well. We'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.